Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Talha Zahid and this is our second video in the Adobe Premiere series in which I'm going to be learning a skill that is going to greatly help me with my side hustles. In today's video, we are going to be diving into the introduction of Adobe Premiere and exploring the basics of its user interface. This is all about getting comfortable with the layout and understanding the key tools and panels that we will be using during the editing process. But before we begin, let's ask a simple question. Why use Adobe Premiere and who can benefit from this? So if you're like me and you make a lot of mistakes while recording, maybe you get a sudden cup or you need to have a quick sip of water here and there. But thanks to the process of video editing, what you will see is a smooth and seamless video. Premiere allows us to cut out the unnecessary bits and rearrange the scenes to create a better storyline. Sometimes what you record at the very beginning might just work in the very end and vice versa. So the Premiere gives you the flexibility to move things around for the best narrative flow. So let's just stop beating around the bush and get right into it. So when we open Premiere, we are greeted with what is called a project. This is where you'll import all your footage, audio, and all the other media first. So when you click on the new project, we will get the option to name our project right here. So let's call this First Class. And right under the project name input, we get another option to browse and save our file to a certain location. So we are going to go ahead and click this button. And in the browse tab, we are going to specify a path where we are going to be saving our current project. So I have created a folder under the video 3 here, right? And here I will create the new folder and call it Premiere Pro Class. Okay, and then select folder. And under that, you will notice some renderer options. If you have a GPU, go with the hardware-based option for the faster performance. Since I have an NVIDIA GPU, I will be selecting this option that says Mercury Playback Engine GPU Acceleration and CUDA under parentheses. But don't worry if you do not have any sort of GPU, just go with the second option. It will just work just as fine. But it is recommended that if you have a GPU, select the first option as this will give you the best performance. Let's leave the timecode, audio, and capture settings alone for now and click OK. So the Premiere interface is divided into 4 main panels: the project panel, the source panel, the timeline, and the program panel. The project panel is where we will be importing and organizing our media. Double click to import a file and it will appear here. So I'm going to be selecting this sample video that I recorded for a previous video. And as you can see, it appeared right here. Just clicking and dragging this onto the timeline will release it into our editing process. So let's go ahead and discuss this project tab first and remove these 2 files from here. Everything you want to use in your project must be first imported as we established earlier. You can do this by double clicking in this project panel or right clicking and selecting the import button. Click on one of the videos that you want to edit and it will import it into the project section. So right now this is in thumbnail view, but we can switch the view. Like you can see, it says icon view here, right? And then we have the list view. Let's click on list view. Clicking on list view gives us a bunch of options. You can see the frame rates, media start, media end, which is basically its duration. Let's ignore the video in point and out point. We have the video duration and the video information on what is the resolution of this video, as well as the audio levels. I personally prefer to keep it in icon view because it makes things look easy. I can quickly hover over any of the media that is currently in my project and see what is inside that file. If you want to reference something from an older project without making any changes, lock the project in the read-only mode by clicking on this pencil section. Right now it says the project is writable, but if we click on that, it would ask you to either save, or if the file is already saved, it will simply lock the project in read-only mode. If you hover on it, it will say the project is in read-only mode. This prevents you from accidentally altering anything while copying the elements from a previous project. When your projects grow larger in size, you're going to most likely make a lot of mistakes. So it's always safer to lock the project when you're trying to take some material from the previous project. Another useful tool includes the Find button, which helps you quickly filter through your projects and buttons for creating new bins, items, or deleting files. The timeline is where most of the editing magic happens. We will be cutting, applying effects, and rearranging clips on different tracks. On the right, we can monitor the audio levels. And between the timeline and the project panel, you will see a quick toolbar. So the Premiere Pro also offers customizable workspaces. You can access them in the Windows section. If it does not appear for you, you simply hover here, click Windows, Workspace, and you will see all the workspaces right here. And you can even reset this saved layouts or create a new one. But for the sake of simplicity, today we are going to be simply sticking to what we have right now here. So before we dive further into the Adobe Premiere, let's talk about what a video actually is. A video is a sequence of rapidly captured images. 30 images per second gives you an illusion of movement, which is called 30 FPS. Different regions uses different standards. In places like Pakistan, India, and Europe, we use a standard called PAL, or PAL as most people call it. It operates at 25 FPS, while on the other hand, on North America, they use NTSC format, which operates on 30 frames per second or 29.97 FPS. Your camera most likely offers both of these options, and you will be encountering these settings while you're editing your sequences in the Adobe Premiere. So let's quickly touch on the topic of resolutions, because surprisingly a lot of people don't understand the basics behind a resolution or what it even is. All they know is that, hey, this video is looking really crisp, this video is not looking great, this is 480p and this is 720p. So when we are editing a video, resolution is something that we need to be focusing on. Older videos uses SD or standard definition with PAL at 720 x 576 pixels and NTSC at 480 x 720 pixels. Nowadays we use HD standards, that is 1280 x 720, and 1080p resolution, that is 1920 x 1080p pixels, which you commonly see on YouTube. These details might appear to be small, but these make a lot of difference when you're editing videos yourself. So let's quickly jump back into the Premiere and talk about scratch discs. I will be closing this project for now. Yes, save. And opening Premiere right back up. We will be creating a new project all over again. And click on the Scratch Discs tab. I recommend keeping your Scratch Discs path the same as your project folder for simplicity. You can safely ignore the ingest settings for now. Let's quickly talk about timecode. Timecodes in a video works just like a clock, but with the fourth unit, that is called frames. If you're recording a video at 24 FPS, then the timecode will count frames up until it hits 24, at which a 1 second has officially passed. That is crucial to understand when we are editing a video. I know this might not be as much as you expected I would be learning across the week, but remember, baby steps. These small steps will build up over time, leading to big improvements. I didn't learn a lot because of my job and other side hustles that I've been doing, and actually, believe me or not, this was all actually new to me. Despite being in this field for so long, I actually didn't know what the time code meant. I knew that it was hours, minutes, seconds, but I genuinely did not know what the fourth element was, that was frames. During these upcoming couple of days, I have some reels planned. I am going to try and publish them as soon as possible because I have some neat tricks that I want to share with you guys. That's it for this week, and I will keep you posted on my progress and share my results with you on the next Monday. Until then, stay safe and keep hustling.